Alright, you bastards, we're back for another one. Guys, this is Mark from Gunfight Knives, and we are back one more time. Got this in the background, I'll get this out of the way, but I left it here so I'd remember to show you a blade, right? We got Gunfight Knives, and I haven't done anything with blades yet, so we'll show one of these in an upcoming video. We'll talk about some knives and stuff like that if you guys are interested. Everything so far has been guns and some tools, but we'll get this out of the way and talk about what we are here for today. So we're going to use this Arisaka Optics leveling combo thing we got here. I don't know if anyone has ever used it. I don't remember if I've shown it in any other videos using this kit, but very cool kit. They're like $25, $30, and they're a game changer for anybody that's ever put a scope in a mount and tried to level it. It's a pain in the ass. So you guys can see how we're going to do it, but basically you're going to use this underneath the scope because your scope has a flat spot at the bottom. So this goes in here, and the flat spot on the scope mount, you take this wedge, slide it in, and then this channel right here is at an angle. So you can see that it's at an angle. So that combined with this sliding in makes it completely level and flat, which rides on here. And yes, guys, it does say made in China. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Hopefully we can get it with this camera angle. So let's go ahead and start. And this is the Arkin EP8 that we're going to be putting in here. But I'm going to go ahead and stop the video right here because you guys don't want to watch me unscrewing these, I don't think. And then we'll jump back into it when I got it apart and the scope pushed back in. Real quick, guys, I wanted to show you how I was going to put this blue Loctite on here, thread locker, literally while it's still in the mount so I don't have to fidget with anything. Just makes your life a little easier. And then we're going to drop it on once the scope's in place, but I'm going to put it here just to hold it. I'll show you on these. You don't need much. Like that first one was probably too much. Just enough where it drips around the thread to the other side. And that's it. So I'll show you in 1 second us putting it on. Alright, so we don't know exactly where it's going to be lined up yet until we mount it to the upper. So, but I want to just put these on so I can move it around and get everything snugged up. So literally just want to give these a couple threads in each one, and that's it, just for mounting's sake. So I don't know if I mentioned earlier, this is a Monstrum scope mount, and I'm not recommending to get one of these. This will be my second one. I really like the first set that we got. The other ones were scope rings compared to this like scope mount, so they were individuals. But I don't want to tell you guys to get anything unless I've used it extensively. So if you ever hear me say, yeah, you should get this product, that means I've used it for the most part, unless it was something that didn't need to be used a lot to know if it's good. So take that for what it is. Nothing is ever really recommended by me unless I've used it and abused it a little bit. So that's basically it for that. So I just want to be able to pick it up and move it around. So in here you can see that it is flat underneath. And obviously you don't want to hit that piece. But the whole premise is to get this thing lined up in there. Obviously not where it falls out, but get it lined up, and you take the wedge and push the wedge through. So we're going to put it on the vise, and show you how it's done. So give me one moment. All right, gentlemen, we are back, and I think this is where I'm going to want the scope mounted, and I pushed it all the way up to the front as well here. Put the Loctite on here already and on those, as you saw. So I don't have a rear sight on here yet. I would like to put a flip up sight there. So that's why I left the extra room, and maybe if I want to put a red dot there on the 45, I can. But for right now, I don't know if this is going to be lined up perfectly for me or not with the eye relief and everything. So, but this is close to where I want it, and basically just for the video, we'll do all this for you guys, and then if I need to adjust anything later, I'll adjust it. So here's the first little piece, the wedge that goes in here. This one's going to be a little more difficult on this mount because it's angled at a little bit of an angle there. Angle at an angle. So we're going to put this in this flat side going up. The older ones had the name of the company, the Arisaka, written on there, so you know which side was up, because in your mind you could think that was up and flat, but it's this way. And as you can see, none of this has been tightened, so once I push this in, it should raise this scope up, yeah, right there. So it raised it up a little bit. And I have all this at an angle. I don't know if you guys can tell by the video. So this is in the vise, and it's being held at an angle so I can video it good and have it stable. So that's how we'll start. And how I like to do it is start on, like, say, this middle one, give it a little turn there, go to the other opposite side in the same one, little turn, not much tension. This one needs a little bit more till it starts to bite. That's it, and then I'll go the opposite side, same thing, and back and forth until this hits and bites a little bit, a little tighten, same thing. And then once I'm done with one set of, like, a revolution on tightening all these, I will grab the, can't get it over here, I will grab the Optic leveler and shake it and see. So this one has 5 screws, this one has 6. So right now it's already a little tight in there, right? So we want to pull this out and then push it back in, because you do not want to tighten this down on top of this because you'll mess up your optic. So let's give it a little pull, and it's already decently tight. I don't want to hit the camera. Hang on. Nope, I'm gonna have to tap it out. So, like I said, I don't want to hit the camera, and there it is. So you can see the whole thing just moved a little bit, and you saw how very little I tightened it. So you want to be, here you can see that open back up a little bit. Try to take the wiggle out, up and down, left and right. And once you start getting a little tighter, so we'll start with the front again. Once you start getting a little tighter and a little further down, you'll see that you need to pull that out more, like when you're doing less turns, so you'll more frequently. That's what I'm trying to say. So pull it out. Again, look how tight that got, just that quick. Let's get this. So all I'm doing is hitting it from the other side with a little ratchet just to tap it out so I don't have to whack the camera. Make sure you put the bit in the right way. Again, tap it, wiggle it. Yeah, couple little taps will flatten that out. And we're back at it. Let's start at the back one this time because it's staying looser compared to the front. So guys, it's not that complicated, and this piece makes everything a lot faster, just this little tool. And I believe the Arkin says to, yeah, look how crazy that, listen. Sounds very, very tight. I believe Arkin says to tighten their scope down. I think it's 18. All right, guys, I found it. Get in this picture here. 18 inch-pounds, max torque. So, and that's for the Optic. That's what came with the Optic. It was wrapped around here when I bought it. Back to tightening this. I knocked it out again, did the same thing. So now we're going to do very little increments in comparison to what we were doing before. There. And obviously, this is nowhere near any kind of torque specifications or anything like that. So it's literally finger tight. There it is right there. It's a little different in the middle. Yeah, guys, I would definitely, this is a tool that I would recommend. So I was saying, if I haven't used and abused it, I haven't really abused these because it's a very fine instrument, but look at that, just a little bit, and so good. Let's see if I can wiggle it. Yes, that time it wiggled out. Perfect. So, but I would definitely recommend this. Let me see. Do I have something I guess I could point with this, if you guys can see it. But you can see where it's rubbing flat, laying flat there, and then up underneath here, it's laying flat as well. Oh, you can't see, my hand was in the way. So up underneath the top, underneath the scope there, and then on the actual mount is what makes everything level. So we're going to put this in again, jiggle it, wiggle it, and back to tightening it up. All right, so now it's tough to tighten, so there's a little bit of pressure. So you can see 1/8 of a turn is close to where we're at. The front is a little looser. You can see the space difference too. I don't care for that. I'd rather the space be closer. So, like I said before, this is mainly to show you guys how to use this product or whatever. Alright, that one came out a lot easier. So, put a little more pressure on the back. And right now, this is like nothing. Just starting to use a little muscle in the hand. So this is probably pretty boring for you guys, as it is for me. But this is the process. There we go. So it seems like we are where we need to be with the amount of tightening that I'm doing. And I'm going to grab the torque wrench and we'll continue from there. All right, guys, got the Wheeler Fat wrench out. Should call it the Husky Boy. The Wheeler Husky Boy. But I'm going to adjust it right now to, yeah, it's 15, 16, 17, about 17 inch-pounds. It's going to be probably hard to focus in. There we go. So it's about 17 inch-pounds. Let's see what happens. Line this up again. tighten it, get it to where it doesn't wiggle. I don't think we'll be able to make it to 17 by how much these are probably going to move right out of the gate. Nope. Yep, there it was, 17. Thought they were going to spin a little more than they are, so. I know you guys really can't see too much in this because it's out of frame, but trust me, I'm doing my due diligence. Sorry guys for the silence. Again, just trying to concentrate. Alright, it's pretty simple. Again, I don't care for the, I don't know if you guys can even see it, but the amount of gap that's there. These are almost closed completely. This is, I'd rather the front and back be the same. I'd rather they both be close to that, but snugged up pretty good on all of them, and that was done. So that was barely holding in there, and we're gonna give it a check and see if it is level. One moment. All right guys, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or if I'll even use this part of the video, but brought it in. The vise I have has this to adjust it to make the actual vise and gun level in here. You can see I put the bubble level on. Toss that just so you can see the actual leveling tool there. Let's see, so this is going to be hard. Further back, further back. I'm not going to be able to get it, I don't think. There's a tiny reticle in the middle, but yeah. So that's what you guys can expect. I think I got a fingerprint on the actual site, but let me see if I bring it to 1 power. If it's easier, but the problem is you won't be able to see. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see the actual reticle good. So that's it guys, pretty simple. Another level out front, but that's it. We put in quite a bit of work. There's some art for you guys to look at. Whew. That thing is great. Let me take this light down. Look at that thing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll take it down and show some video of it 1 second. Alright gentlemen, I forgot to say the name of this build. It's the Gray Gatsby. We're going to put some gray pieces on it. What do you think? Sons of Liberty upper receiver, handguard, barrel, sling swivel, gas block, and tube. All Sons of Liberty. And Magpul grip / hand stop. Forward controls. I think they're together with a Revival Defense on that muzzle brake. Monster mount. And the ARC, I can't get it focused. The Arcan Optics EP8 1:8 scope with the kill box reticle. So far, so good, guys. All right, get back to the video.